Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Magic Bringers Rising for the week of February 13th through the 19th. And find out in this episode all about how this amazing magical energy is going to help boost our manifestation, our empowerment, and our sense of alignment this week. And what's happening over the next 3 weeks that's really going to feel like the world is amazing again. All right, stay tuned.
Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats, the show by Super Secret Powers. I'm your host, Lindsay Baldessano, and let's get ready for a dose of energy healing, channeled guidance, and humor to keep your intuitive flow open and your roots grounded so you can weave the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want.
Hey, so this week, everything is going to be moving. Well, everything was already moving direct, but we're finally out of like the last retrograde shadow points. So Jupiter is the last one, and it's ending. Its shadow period is ending on Wednesday. Um, but it's already been moving direct. So things will continue as they were pretty much. But now we have 3 weeks where nothing is in any kind of retrograde shadow. Um, so the energy is just going to get even better. And it might, even next week, I feel like it's going to be even more quiet. It's going to be more, you can finally like sink in. And it's this week, I think, is just one of those weeks that you have to experience for yourself because Soul's message will be coming through louder and clearer than perhaps it had in a while. While we're also taking this boost into empowerment, into stepping into, maybe some very different steps in how to manifest something because now we're more empowered to try new stuff. I mean, the lights returned. We are past Imbolc and we are heading towards spring equinox. Um, and as we head towards spring equinox, we're dipping into the next eclipse season where we get to go deep. At least for the first eclipse. The second eclipse isn't quite as impactful. So it may just feel like things peter off and we settle back into life after that. So the flow of these next few months is really like we're slowly building up to a lot of shifts, especially in March, and then the two eclipses in April. And then things will kind of, well, they'll do their own thing as we come into summer. Um, and that'll be interesting for totally different reasons. But let's focus on this week. This week, we do have a little bit of the moon in the Great Eliminator angle still, as at the beginning of this week, Monday. But then we have some really nice energy. Really, I mean, honestly, as we head into new moon over the weekend. Um, it's going to be new moon in Pisces. So, watch the emo stuff and tend to give your sense of inner peace and inner alignment and your light workery self a little bit more of a grain of salt. We're going to have like this crown of light energy coming midweek and like Thursday, conjunct with Saturn. So, really like making us feel like we can do things. I mean, Wednesday we have Mars and Chiron doing some stuff, making me, that can really put us back into our sense of wholeness. That we are whole enough to move and we are whole enough to choose and we are whole enough to pursue our passions and have drive. That we can hold that energy again. And that's really about it. Um, as the new moon occurs Sunday, Monday, um, we will also have Jupiter doing a little dance with Pluto, which I think will help us go deep. and really begin to set some very new and some very different intentions and what we might have conceived of at the begin at New Year. Because now, what we want to manifest, who we are becoming, these dreams that we've been having for years, they're going to feel, I think, a bit more tangible this week, a bit more, maybe I could do it. So it is an excellent week as we build up to new moon to play the what if game. What if, and try and stay on the positive. Um, if you do tend towards something that sounds more like a warning, then play with that idea and how you can work that warning out into something that you can do to stay proactive, even if you don't necessarily like that what if. So, like, what if it is that easy? Or what if I run out of ideas for content, let's say? It's always my fear. What if I run out of ideas for content? Well, what happens if there is somebody who could help with that? What happens if there is some kind of low cost solution that I can get in on and I just have to be in my manifesting resonant self to find it so that maybe it will be that easy, or maybe I'll find a process that at least makes it seem easier. Try and keep that proactive energy going, even if you have a couple like what ifs that don't feel the best. Um, and journal, record everything that comes through this week, and I think next week too. Um, and as we go into the light language portion of this, I know this is a really fast one, but like I said before, I really want to make sure that you experience this week for yourself, because when soul is loud and prominent and dominant in our energy fields, and its messages, it's going to be very nuanced, very particular to you, very unique to you, your situation, and the solutions you need. It's not just going to be some collective thing or, collective idea. It's going to be something born of you. And I want you to hear that. And that's why this light language session is just going to be like clearing the way for that, for being able to hear, for being able to recognize that soul message. All right. And the only other thing I have for you is to remember to get on the wait list for the Grow with Your Intuition community. I'm building a paid community. It's always going to be a low cost option. So, like, this isn't like anything high ticket. This is so that intuitives can, and people and psychic people can, really come into community. And there'll be some learning stuff and resources in a vault, of course, and that's always going to be being added to. But so we can do little things together, so we can learn from each other, so we can, experience a little bit of a deeper relationship with other people with gifts, with other people with abilities, because we learn a lot from other people's energy, and we learn a lot from how other people take the world. So, like, this is like a collaborative experience, and we're going to do, full moon ritual and new moon ritual, and we'll have like a big Q&A session once a month, um, where we just kind of powwow with each other. Um, not to steal that term, that's not what I'm actually calling it. Just where we get to, generate ideas, brainstorm, help support each other. Um, and if this is the kind of thing you're interested in, then just join the wait list. Of course, that's for free, so you can find out more about the details as we get closer to launching. All right, that's what I have for this week. And on to the light language. So, as promised, during this light language session, we're going to be focusing on doing some cleaning, clearing, alignment, attunement toward recognizing soul's voice. Nice and easy peasy for you. And of course, we are working on the collective level. feel like I should open up the Akashic, but let's start by doing some clearing. Nice and tapped into Mama Earth too today, this week. Bring those crystalline energies up when you need them. Up, up. All right. Let me open the Akash. Just breathe with me. And also set your intentions for these next few moments on opening the records for the betterment of all, for the joy of all, for the healing of all. Akashic guides are with us now. The records are open. Thank you for hearing our call. Wipe it. Cleansing of the third eye. Cleansing of the throat. Hearing and uncovering the true voice. Working on the core body. Lightening of the whole physical experience so that soul may feel more comfortable, more deeply embodied. front and the back of the third eye. Stretching. Toning transmissions for farther vision. And at least for now, as we close, we are at least lightly or partially activating the crown so that we can allow the energy of the rest of this week to help open that, and so that you can receive your unique energy transmissions and downloads and revelations and connections to new guides in a deeper awakening that is more totally natural and organic for you at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, so how was that for everybody? That felt particularly juicy in ways that I think we're only going to recognize like next week. Or as we come closer to new moon and the release point and the kind of reset point for our intentions and speed for this year. All right, well, thank you for participating, and thank you for being part of, this beautiful energy grid we all live in, and, tending your own energy here with this video today. And I hope you show up for more, and if you want to, like, follow, but then also certainly share. Bring more light workers into the fold. Right, and I hope you sign up on the wait list for that intuitive community that I'm building. They grow with your intuition community. And if you aren't in the Magic Bringers Rising group on Facebook, I'll see you next week. But of course, you could always go look that up, Magic Bringers Rising. I think the link is in wherever the show notes or the description is for this show. Either above the post or down below the video, depending on what channel you're on. All right. Love you all. Brightest blessings.